This segment is brought to you by the Underrated Podcast.
I'll go to the mall and a lot of kids come up to me and they'll be like, yo, it's Aiden from TikTok, or always asking for Wong and stuff like that for my more popular videos. Or yeah, like you said, at hockey games, convenience stores. Just last week, me and my buddy were driving down the road and some kid stopped at a red light.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of Inside the Mind, presented by the Underrated Podcast. I'm Braden. This is my segment, and I take you guys through people who are involved with TikTok and singers and actresses and all that kind of stuff away from the regular underrated sports, which is like sports personalities and reporters and stuff like that. So today we actually have another a TikTok influencer and a mass following, Aiden Dale. He's also a YouTube content creator and a video game streamer. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So people may know you, especially from this video, is from TikTok, 150,000 followers, 154.9, potentially 55 by the end of this podcast. We don't actually know because you're a couple hundred away. Throughout 273 videos, and you've amassed 5.5 million likes throughout your video, which is pretty crazy enough. You're 16 and you have 100,000 followers on online. How does that go through your head that you have all these followers that rely on you for entertainment?
At first it was like you don't really it doesn't really feel like there's that much. And then it's kind of like it's a different feeling because everything still feels the same. Because when you look on your phone, it's just a number. But then you start realizing when I was going out to with my buddies to hockey games, you look at the arena and then you look up how many they can see and it's only 19,000. And you look at your phone, it's like, wait a second, this is a lot of people. So that obviously takes a big tone on you at the first look. But other than that, it's unreal.
So when you're out, you said hockey. Do you ever get noticed? Have you gotten noticed by anybody?
All the time, and all the time. Especially local, especially down here in Oshawa, I'll go to the mall and a lot of kids come up to me and they'll be like, yo, it's Aiden from TikTok, or always asking for Wong and stuff like that for my more popular videos. Or yeah, like you said, at hockey games, convenience stores. Just last week, me and my buddy were driving down the road and some kid stopped at a red light and got out of his car to come take a photo with me. So definitely new, but yeah, it happens a lot.
And this has all happened within the past 7-8 months. I mean, your first video you uploaded December 18th and 50K views. Did you ever think by posting that you get that many views and just posted just because you were bored? Or
yeah, no, it was kind of so I basically saw Aaron Scully, you know who he is probably, another big long-faced creator, and I looked at his videos and I was like, this is hilarious, this is funny stuff. So I was like, I'm going to give it a try. So, and obviously being Canadian and hockey, big in the hockey community, I just started going right to hockey videos. So the first thing I did was I put that long face filter on. I just started getting in the car and I was there for about 20 minutes just coming up with different scripts and stuff like that. And then after that, I just posted the video, went to work, came out, and it had 30,000 views, and then I gained a couple followers, and I thought, keep doing this. And a couple videos later, I just started to grow tremendously in a couple weeks, and I just continued to do it.
So do you remember how many followers you actually gained from that video? You came back and you saw from however many followers you had, friends, just for fun, just an account?
I had 120 followers, and then I posted that video and I came out with 3,000. And when I realized that, I was that's a huge increase from what I had before. So I was like, I think I could keep doing this, and then now we're here. So it's crazy.
And then so in that one sitting, did you make multiple videos and you just posted one and you just saved them in the draft? Maybe you didn't think it was funny, or you just saved it, or is that one video?
It was one video, and with me, I don't like the look of drafts on my feed. I don't know, it's just a weird thing. So I make all my videos the day of. I don't have any saved videos. I'll just wake up and I'll be like, oh, this is a funny idea, I'm gonna go make this video, and then I'll just upload it the day of.
So you don't save any for later, just if you're on a trip or anything?
No.
So, and then your first ever viral video, 780,000 views. Obviously, there's more when we get into it, but 85,000 likes about forgetting your skates halfway through a hockey road trip and your reaction from, your dad and in the back seat and that kind of stuff. And what was your reaction to seeing especially that? Has your content, the one that you've specifically made, was viewed by almost 1 million people?
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember I was at a New Year's party with all my friends, and I was just checking my phone because I had left the house and it had 50K views, and I was like, oh, like this won't hit 100,000. And I was at the party. I just kept checking my phone, and then 100,000. I went to go eat or something. I come back and it had 300,000. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa! Like, what's going on here? Came back the next day and it had almost like you said, about 750,000 views, and I was just mind blown.
I mean, everybody dreams of that feeling of having multiple 100,000 views. I mean, it's happened to me twice, but it's still pretty crazy to know that a lot of people have viewed that content, and you probably got a lot of followings from that too. Like that was
Oh
probably
yeah.
big too, because that was only your sixth video that you've posted. That
Mhm.
was it, and then pretty recently, June 6th, your video, I think it was part of like your little series of drinking the water fountain and the
Yeah, it
reaction from the
was.
kids below. 6 million views.
Yeah.
And we think
Yeah.
about the other one, it was like 700,000 views, and you're like, wow, that's pretty crazy. 6 million views. 1.1 million likes. That is almost that's a fifth of your likes that you've had on your account currently,
Yeah.
just from that one video.
Yeah, that was nuts, man. That one video, it was going crazy at first. I remember I posted it and I thought it was gonna flop because when I post a video, it's usually like I'm gonna say maybe like 1,000 views in the first half an hour, and this video had like 300 views in like 45 minutes, and I was like, this video is gonna flop. Like, it was a little bit offensive, so it was like probably like guidelines and stuff like that. And then my buddy picked me up. We go to McDonald's just up the road. I didn't check my phone for like an hour because like I just didn't want to like check the phone or anything. I came on 4 and my buddy's like, "Yo, wait, you gotta check your phone right now. Like your TikTok's popping." I checked my phone. It had like 800,000 views, and I was like, "What the heck is happening?" I had like 30,000 new followers, and I was like, "What's going on here?" And this was back when I was grinding to 100,000, so I only had 68K at the time. And when I can't check my phone in 90,000, I was like, "What's going on here? Like this is it." And then like I remember I just FaceTimed my manager and I was like, "You got to see this, man. Like you got to see this." And he goes, "It's gonna hit 1 million. It's gonna hit 1 million." It hit 1 million. The next day it hit 2 million. The day after that it was 3 million. It just kept going up and up and up and up.
So you have a manager.
Yeah, my
Heard
buddy
correct.
of mine, he does all my like kind of like my work. Like he answers all my messages and he emails everyone for me, and like he kind of like rates my analytics from TikToks time to time, so that he does a lot of like the inside work, more to say.
So by getting emails, so do you mean like getting from like minor companies maybe asking you for like a bit of a promo? Have you gotten any of those yet?
I've gotten a couple of from Hype Flags and like a couple of sunglasses company, more like underground clothing brands and stuff like that. Have reached out to me. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I see the flag in the background. Maybe
Yeah.
that was just one. You show in a room or a room tour and you have multiple flags in your room. Was that like was it a paid promotion? Like were you paid to
Um,
show it off?
I wasn't paid to show it off. No, I was basically they gave me like this contract thing. It was like a free lease, so they can let me go whenever and I can leave whenever. They basically sent me a bunch of free flags and I post them in my TikToks. And depending on how good the TikTok does, then they'll pay me a certain amount of money. So it's kind of like a switched brand deal, but it works. So
And so, what is your if you don't mind me asking? So, what are you doing now for an actual job?
actual job. So I just started working at another Tim Hortons. I quit my old one to start streaming because my first 2 weeks of streaming, I was making way more than I was at working at Tim Hortons. So I ended up quitting that job, coming to stream full time. And then like once I realized like it wasn't guaranteed and all that kind of stuff, little bit of me got over my head a little bit. So I was like, okay, I gotta go get a new job. And then thankfully they just built a new Tim Hortons a 1 minute walk away from my house, so they hired me there. So I'm starting there Thursday. So
And that's pretty crazy, especially to think that you quit your job just for full time streaming, and not
yeah.
and not not everybody can say that they've raised enough money in order to just
Oh,
quit a job and go full time with the thing that they love. And speaking of streaming and YouTube and stuff, has that always been some sort of passion of yours?
oh, definitely, man. It was like back in like grade 5 when I got my first. No, grade like 7, when I got like my first phone. I just remember like the first thing I got was YouTube, because everyone was talking about PewDiePie back in the days, and like, Jelly, all these big gamers. And like, I just remember I was watching these guys and I was like, this is like some funny stuff. Like, this is stuff I want to do. Remember, I got my PlayStation and I could like record like from the console. So I just started doing that right away, and I started making my own videos at my buddy's house like that. And I just started like, playing around on the phone, editing them, just adding like music, and that was all it was. And then I just like enjoyed doing it. So then, when TikTok came around, I gained that following. I figured, why not try to promote my YouTube as much as possible and pursue that dream? Now that I have the opportunity to do it, I'm going to take it while I have it. That's exactly what I did. I started transferring all my followers from TikTok to YouTube. I just started streaming, and now I average like 50 viewers a stream. And it's insane to see how much, like, 8 months ago I was literally doing nothing, and now I have all this, so it's
Now
insane.
you're pretty close to 6K on YouTube, which is start when you start to get
Yeah.
monetized, where you start making that sort of money, and especially during streaming, you get donations and that kind
Oh
of stuff
yeah.
above also your job, which is pretty amazing. And from any of those YouTubers that you watched when you were a kid, is any of those like inspiration towards your content? Like a lot of kids grow up with PewDiePie and like
Yeah.
Dan TDM and all those gaming videos. Is there anybody that specifically you took inspiration from?
Um, for inspiration, not really inspiration, but like I kind of just started like getting like into like YouTube. Like there was a mixture of back in the day on Instagram. I don't know if you were a part of that community or if some of the viewers were, but there was like a whole hockey community where you would do like tricks and stuff with the sticks. And I started doing that kind of stuff, and I was like flipping tricks and all that kind of stuff, and I was adding music to it. And then I'd slowly start uploading those clips to YouTube, and I kind of like mixed around with content. Like it was some of them I was going to do, vlogs, pranks, hockey, gaming, and I just wanted to see what I would fit. And once I started like gaming was something I wanted to do, I was like, I'm gonna start doing this more often. So it was kind of just finding my more common interest and something I love to do more than the other, and I kind of just went with that. But yeah,
So the interest within your passion. So
yeah, for
like
sure.
it's like streaming is a big part. When did you start thinking that you wanted to start streaming and live stream your gaming?
I think it was when back in like almost a year ago, my buddy, he got a really nice PC and he started doing it. And he got his first couple donations. And he ended up getting partnered on Twitch, and I was like, this is something I would like to do. Like, and then like, just the fact that like maybe one day proving everybody that judges you wrong is like a big part. Because you always hear two sides of the stories. You're gonna have your friends who are gonna support you, then you're gonna have the kids that hate you because they want what you have, and it's like, they don't understand the work and the time that goes into all of it. So I think once I saw that, like, it's a hobby that you have to put work in, and just like seeing like the satisfaction of seeing my channel grow was something that I wanted to do, and like just work hard for something, which was like the big thing.
And streaming is a pretty hard platform to grow following on, like Twitch
Yeah,
especially. Like if you don't stream, you're gonna lose followers, and that's probably
exactly.
the hardest part about streaming is that you have to be consistent. And like if you're not, then it just happens. Like you're not
Oh,
gonna
for sure.
see the results you want, and that's what most streamers, YouTube's content creators mostly struggle with is the fact that you have to be committed to putting the content out for your fans, or else you're not gonna get any results.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when there's so many others out there trying to do the same thing as you, to make sure you're going to be on top and going to be the best. It's just consistency and work ethic. That's all it is. It's just you have to be on top of it.
And if you were to give maybe somebody who is a bit younger than you, who could be potentially watching this podcast, any advice towards following your dream of content creation and what you kind of used in order to give yourself motivation, what would you say?
Just it's hard, but just don't listen to what anybody has to say. Because at the end of the day, when you start, I went through a time where I would listen to what people say, calling my videos stupid, and like, calling them all like this waste of time, and like, you're not going to go, like, it just goes one in ear and out the other at this point. Cause I just look at them. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, look what I've accomplished, and you're still trying to diss me and hate on me. And it's just at the end of the day, just don't listen to what anyone has to say about you, because like at the end of the day, if you love doing it, do it. Because these kids making fun of you, you're not going to know their names or remember them in 10, 15 years. But this something you do now could be something that you have in 10 and 15 years. So just do it. That's what I go by. Just do it.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned that you do have a job, and now school's coming back. Back in September. And now that you've created that following, what does a day in the life look for Aiden Dale? What does it look like? A lot of people
Day in the
probably wonder.
life of Aiden. Well, right now, I kind of just wake up around, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, eat some breakfast, go for a walk or run usually, believe it or not. And then I'll come back, make a couple TikToks, and then I'll post them. Usually, FaceTime a couple of my friends, see what's going on, see what the hangouts are, and then, then come after dinner time is when I usually start to go to work, streaming wise and editing wise and stuff like that. I'll usually hop on my computer, start editing some videos, streaming, making some videos, making sure everything's up to date, managing all my, income, all my my views, all that kind of stuff, kind of talk to my buddy for a couple of times, just make sure everything's like straight and flattened out and up to date. And then come around 10 o'clock. I usually stream later because that's when I average the most viewers. Like I said, I've like switched through a lot of like times through the day. So about 10 o'clock, I'll start my stream about 10 to 2. And then 2 o'clock, go to bed and then do the same thing. That's what it looks like right now. But for school, I have no idea. I'm probably going to have to, especially with my job, my availability was open. So it's probably going to be from like 4 to 10 every night. So I'm probably going to have to wake up, go to school, 4 to 10 work after school, and then stream from 10 to like 1 probably, and then just repeat. So
And is this where we can start to see your drafts start to pile up? Because you might need to use that, especially if you're not available.
honestly, yeah, this is probably going to where the drafts are going to come. I'll be at work, post a vid on my break, come back. So it's going to definitely going to be, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to be on top of it all. There's no excuse for just because I have a job now doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to do what I love to do. So.
And especially since you've got this entire mass following who expect content from you, I think maybe twice a day.
Oh
And
yeah.
has there ever been a time where you're on FaceTime with your buddies and they ask you to hang and you're like, nah, I can't. I gotta post or I gotta edit
Um,
something just so you're on time?
Sometimes, yeah, because I'll text them during the day. I'll be like, "What are you guys doing?" They'll be like, "Oh, we're busy right now." I'll be like, "Okay." So when they're busy, I'll take that time to work. But then sometimes if they're done early and I'm still working, I'll be like, in a bit, I got to get all this stuff done out of the way, upload it, have this video edited for YouTube on time, and then just get all that stuff out of the way. And then I'll go to my free time, and then I'll come back and then start streaming. So that's usually what I do.
That's fantastic. So just kind of end it off. Are you a hockey fan? So I want to
Hockey fan? Yeah, man, I
Leaf
love
fan.
hockey. Leaf fan, unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, that's it runs in the family
And so just for the last couple questions, just for the viewers that could be looking at us from our hockey podcast, which is
for
like the
sure.
kind of extension of this. What do you think about the Kasperi Kapanen trade?
Oh, I mean, it's you know, it's good in a way that we're getting more in return, and at least he's going back to a team where he was loved and actually favorited in. And I don't really pay attention that much to stats and players, but I do watch the game. But personally, I think in the long run it will definitely be good for the Leafs, considering our well, I mean, you guys, y'all saw what happened, but it happened. So
Yeah,
all in
and
around, good.
is there anything else that you could possibly see? Like, what about maybe major changes that they could make, especially the defense and
Oh,
potentially the trading of Jake Muzzin and Tyson
defense,
Barrie,
defense.
Andreas
That's
Janssen, especially who's kind of dragging the team down a little bit.
you know defense is the big thing because you see we have players like Matthews, Martiner, Nylander. We have great goaltending. It's just all defensive play. How are you gonna have players like Martiner, Matthews, and then get kicked, not even make the playoffs? It's news to it's confusing. So I think defense is definitely a huge part in what we need to do for a rebuild. So yeah, definitely.
That's fantastic, and thank you so much again for taking the time to talk to me and introduce yourself to the viewers. And
For sure.
yeah, and if you guys ever want to follow him or watch his content, his links will be down in the description below. His TikTok, his Instagram, his YouTube. I think you stream on YouTube, right? So
Yeah.
there's no need for Twitch. But if you ever switch to Twitch, just let me know and I'll let people know.
For sure. Thank you for having me.